Good morning. Thank you for joining us for our Messiah Minutes this week, this beautiful snowy day that we have today. Appreciate all the likes, all the encouragement, and please share this on your social media as well. A few announcements before we get started here. Monday nights at 6 o'clock, the single ladies have a Bible study here at the church. Tonight, we have men's Bible study at 6 o'clock, and Life Recovery will meet at 6:30. Wednesday night, tomorrow night, youth is at 6. Please sign up for meals. I appreciate everybody that's been doing that. And come hang out with us if you're able to. And then our adult midweek service is at 6:30 tomorrow night. We still are in need of help for our NTP program. I know some people have stepped up to hang out with our babies, but please come and see me so we can serve the little ones of our church on Sunday morning. And then this Sunday morning is the second Sunday of Advent, where we're going to celebrate the peace that only comes from Jesus Christ. And we also have our guest speaker, David Kay. The flute guy is coming, and we'll be taking a love offering up for him. We also have the Stockings of Love sponsor donations. Those things are due back by Sunday the 14th. And then our Christ birthday offering will be held and collected on December 21st. We also are having a Christmas Eve service here at the church on the 24th at 6 o'clock. All right. That's all the announcements. We have been focusing for a while now on 2 Corinthians 10, 3 through 5. For though we live in the world, we do not wage war as the world does. The weapons we fight with are not weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish strongholds. And we demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God. And we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. So last week we continued to talk about shifting our perspective. And how if we truly believe that God is all-knowing, all-powerful, and that He is in control of everything, then we have a choice. We can choose to have a faith-filled, life-giving, love-bringing perspective about life. Remember that our perspective is not as much controlled by the choices we make as it is by the thoughts that we think. So then we talked about what happens in Numbers chapter 13. I asked you to continue to read that story and how important our perspective really is. So God sends them into the promised land. And when they come out, 10 spies give this negative report, but 2 spies, Caleb and Joshua, have different perspectives. They saw the same things, but they saw them very differently. So I asked you to pay attention to how your perspective might influence someone else's. You see, after Joshua and Caleb stayed positive and said, come on, guys, we can do this. God is with us. We're His chosen people. He's on our side. The other 10 spies kind of let their fears take over. They let them control them, and we get to see what happens next. In Numbers 13, 31 through 33, we hear this. But the other men who had explored the land with him disagreed. We can't go up against them. They're stronger than we are. So they spread this bad report among the land, among the Israelites, about the land among the Israelites. The land we traveled through and explored will devour anyone who goes to live there. All the people we saw there were huge. We even saw giants there, the descendants of Anak. Next to them, we felt like grasshoppers. And that's what they thought too. So they exaggerated the truth because they were afraid. And what did God's chosen people do? The people of Israel. How did the people of Israel respond to the negativity of the 10 spies? Did they fight back? Did they stand up like Joshua and Caleb and say, no, we are God's children. We are children of the living God. We are His chosen people. He has gotten us through everything we need to go through. Miracles are our history, and we believe that more miracles are coming. Is that what they did? No, they didn't. In Numbers 14, 1 through 4, then the whole community began weeping aloud, and they all cried all night. Their voices rose in great chorus of protest against Moses and Aaron. If only we had died in Egypt, and even here in the wilderness, they complained. Why is the Lord taking us to this country, only to have us die in battle? Our wives and our little ones will be carried off as plunder. Wouldn't it be better for us to return to Egypt? Then they plotted amongst themselves. Let's choose a new leader and go back to Egypt. The evidence the spies brought back was intended to be a call of faith. They were meant to see the land, and they were meant to respond with trust rather than fear. They were supposed to trust in God's ability to give them victory. But you see, negativity is like this infection that spreads to the point where the people of Israel are so negative that they talk about going back to Egypt to be slaves again. But then you have Joshua and you have Caleb. And they try to shift their perspective again in Numbers 14, 6 through 9. 2 of the men who had explored the land, Joshua son of Nun and Caleb son of Jephunneh, tore their clothing. They said to all the people of Israel, the land we traveled through and explored is a wonderful land. And if the Lord is pleased with us, he will bring us safely into that land and give it to us. It is a rich land flowing with milk and honey. Do not rebel against the Lord. And don't be afraid of the people of the land. They are helpless. They are only helpless prey to us. They have no protection. But the Lord is with us. Don't be afraid of them. I want you to notice that they looked at the same thing. They looked at the exact same thing in the land, but they saw the things completely differently. We're like grasshoppers who will be trampled by them, till they are helpless prey to us and we will crush them. Why do Joshua and Caleb have so much confidence? I think we find it in that verse I just read. Because the Lord is with us. Our perspective shapes our lives, and our perspective is shaped by what we think about. Joshua and Caleb were thinking about the miraculous way that the Lord had led them out of slavery in Egypt, the plagues that he had sent down upon the Egyptians, the parting of the Red Sea, the quail, the manna that he provided for them in the wilderness, the water that he made rush out of a rock. And they thought, if God can do all these things, how could he not handle this situation? But I want you to think about what the other 10 spies were thinking about. I don't think they thought about the things that God had done for them at all. How could they have responded the way they did? The 10 see only problems, but the 2 see only presence and power of God, who has always and always will keep his promises. This mission became a test of the Israelites' faith. When the spies returned with a report that emphasized the dangers and the strengths of the Canaanites, it revealed the people's lack of trust, and it led to 40-year wilderness punishment for their unbelief. Think about that. God has promised us so much. Change your perspective. Change the way you think. The things you think about that God has already blessed you with. Next week, we're going to continue to look at our perspectives and focus not only on what we tell others, but what we tell ourselves, because sometimes that can be the most crucial thing. Again, I appreciate all of you. I hope you're staying warm and inside today. If you're not, come out and have some fun in the snow, because we know we are. Love you. Appreciate you. See you guys sometime this week. Thank you.